for this session. Okay, so the first thing we want to talk about is please mute your mics, folks. Mute your mics. Come on. Please do mute your mics as you come on, folks. Thank you very much. Well done. But I want to make this interactive, so feel free to drop comments in the chat room. I'll try and keep an eye on it as we go through. I'm going to share my screen in a moment. And I said I want to keep this very, very interactive because this is about you. This is your session today. This is about helping you to level up, to invite people onto the Zooms primarily, and then let the system do the work. This is not about, you know, you trying to do it all. This is about teamwork every step of the way. Yeah. So let me share my screen with you guys. Okay, I don't want to leave the meeting. I want to share my screen. Okay, so I'm sure everybody should have seen this. If they haven't, and there's something wrong, because this is something you should go through in your launch of the business. And this is what Jason's put together as the perfect script, the perfect way of attracting people into just seeing a Zoom, just to see a Zoom, piquing their interest and getting them on a Zoom. They are the two primarily parts of the perfect script. And I'm going to go through this and I'm going to add a little bit to it, which I do believe needs to be added on at some point. And hopefully the leadership will take this on board, because for me, this extra bit I'm going to add works. So the perfect script, you know, you ring somebody up and first and foremost, you want to make that conversation short and sweet, because you can't be on the phone for half an hour, 45 minutes, 2 hours, 10 hours later, trying to talk to somebody and you haven't even got round to getting them onto a call. Waste of time. So if you did that with everybody, it'll be probably 2085 before you get to chairman 75, right? We don't want that. We want to help people to do this within the next 12 to 24 months to at least get to chair 10. And that should be everyone's goal, first and foremost. Your first goal is to get to chair 10. Yes, you need to get to P150, P600, P1000, and if you help 10 people get to P1000, guess where you're at? Chair 10. So look to identify 10 people in your organization that really wants this business that you can work with, help them get to P1000, you're a P10,000. It's as simple as that, not complicated at all. Right, so let's get on the 2-3 minute phone call. So hi Angela, how you doing? Bit of chat, yes, Angela's fine, you know, da-da. How's family? Yep, good, good, good. Hey, how's that job of yours going, by the way? Yeah, fine, you know. So you touch on a few things and, you know, how was that play you went to the other day, you know? Oh, yeah, yeah, really, really nice, you know. So you've broken the ice, probably about a minute into the conversation. You want to touch on something about how are your dreams, you know, how are you fulfilling your dreams, you know, kind of pick some interest. And then at that point, you might say to them, and you then change your tone. You may want to slow down a bit and you say, you know what, I've got a question to ask you. And you're on this phone and you say, of the money that's been in your account over the last 12 months, how much have you made of it? And then zip up, don't say a thing. Because the next person to speak will lose this conversation. And I'm talking about you're going to win because you want to win this conversation. So they will say, oh, not much or hardly anything. Great. You're in that win-win situation because they've given you the answer that you want. On that response, you say, what if there was a skill set system that you could utilize that would multiply the money in your account? Would you want to know about it? Zip up again, wait for the answer. 9 times out of 10, they're going to say, yeah, of course, Gary, you know, tell me where you going with this, you know? Then you say to them, my mentor is a highly successful, you know, make the name, you know, Angela, Katrina, whoever, you know, and we'll be hosting a call today at 8:30 p.m. I know we've got one at 9, we've got one at 10 p.m. tonight as well, explaining how you do this. And if I can secure a spot, would you be willing to listen? Again, zip up, wait for the answer. And if they say, yeah, of course, you know, fantastic. You've got them exactly where you want them, and you're now about to invite them to the presentation. Now, you may need to note this down, write this down. There's something else that I do to kind of seal them coming on the coming onto the Zoom. And I say to them, by the way, Angela, if an emergency should come up that you can't make it, please have the courtesy to let me know, because I will have to replace you. Now that's what people do not like. They don't like being replaced. You're inviting them to the party, to the VIP guest Zoom and that. They do not want to be replaced. So if you use that phrase, if an emergency, and I'm not talking about if Dead Enders is on or Constipation Street or football's on, you're going to miss this, because I know that's more important to you. You know, say no. If there's an emergency that's to crop up and you can't make the presentation, please have the courtesy to let me know, as I will have to replace you. And the reason why you say that, because
hello,
you're only looking for two.
I'm not too bad, cuz. How you doing?
Can you mute your mic, please? Mute your mic.
Wicked.
Thank you. Hello. Please mute your mic. We're in a training session here.
I'll be honest with you. Right now, I'm at home trying to listen to somebody.
Hello.
Hold on.
Can you mute your mic, please? We can hear your conversation. Thank you. Anybody else, please mute your mic. If you want to come on, I'll ask you to open up the mics. Let's try and keep this moving. So, getting back to what I was saying, the key to it is getting them confirmed to that presentation, and it puts an importance on that. Like, very, very important that if you make an appointment with a doctor or a dentist or a nurse, sometimes you get a letter saying, if you're failed to attend this appointment, you will be charged £160. Now, do you want to be paying £160 for not attending an appointment that you're committed to? The same thing with the Zoom presentation. You want to get them committed to that Zoom presentation, that they're on it. Okay, now, on the flip side of that, I also add another phrase or sentence. I say to them, if an emergency or something should happen at my end that we have to cancel, I will have the courtesy to let you know, and we'll call you, let you know, and we can reschedule. So I'm showing both sides. I'm having courtesy at my end if I have to cancel for any reason, and I'm expecting them to show me courtesy at their end, to show me courtesy that if they can't make it for an emergency, great, I'll replace them with somebody else, and I may invite them back to a future presentation. The ball is in my court, okay? So do bear that in mind in inviting people onto the presentation. Right, any questions on that? Open your mic up, please. Any problems with that? Please open your mic up, ask any questions. And if anyone wants to do a bit of role play, we can do that as well. That's what this session is for.
Gary, you know, it's Angela here.
Hey, Angela.
What I've just found, what you just said was really, I think, the key for me about the emergency and it being both ways.
Yeah.
Not only about them having the courtesy, and if anything, it just reminds me of something else, other role I've been in.
Yeah.
And normally it's like a mini contract in a way, and you state, you know, out of courtesy and both ways. So there's responsibility by everyone, but obviously you want to push it on them and really say you're having to be replaced. So yeah, that sounds, I like that. Thank you.
Perfect. So thank you. Just use that, Angela. Everybody else use that. You may need to edit or add it onto your script. At some point, Jason or Katrina will pick up on this. I think it's very powerful. We can invite people 100 times till the cows come home. They're not coming because the reason why they're not coming to that Zoom, you have not put an importance on that Zoom meeting, right? It's like if I'm going to get married, okay? I'm getting married, right? And I'm going to spend £10,000 on this marriage. And I'm going to have meals, and each meal is going to cost per head £120 or £200 per meal per person. Why do I send out invitations, and why do I do RSVP? I want people to tell me that they're definitely coming. So when I go to the caterers, there's my list of names of people that's coming to my wedding, cook for 200, 300 people. There's the money covered. Okay, now if 10 people don't show up at the wedding, and that's 10 times £120, how do you think I'm going to feel? How do you think my wife's going to feel thinking that we've put this money together to pay for this wedding? Again, putting importance on the presentation, because the presentation is a vital part of the system and getting people to be on the presentation. Once you've got them on the presentation, let the system do the work. Okay, so let's go pre the call. Somebody's on the call. Tell me more about it. You know what, Angela, you know, I can't tell you much about it. I've just joined 2 hours ago. I know it's a multi-million billion industry and that, know nothing about it. And you know what? I can't even explain a 5.3 trillion business on the phone. Best come on the presentation to see the overview. Then any questions you've got after that, we can talk about it. Bingo. Pressure off of you. You've edified the business, 5.3 trillion. You can't explain it on the phone. No one can explain this business on the phone. So why are we trying to explain it on the phone? Oh, yes, it's about Forex and, you know, David Ibinitier and all these people earning all this money and, you know, it's exchanging currencies and, you know, yeah, we can do crypto and well as that. And, you know, there's Baz, there's all these people that you can train with. You've lost the game. And the more talking you do, the more chance you're going to lose the game. So the less you say, the better chance you've got them. And you're just piquing their interest and you're looking for people that are open-minded, ambitious, etc. And once you've got them, you've piqued them on that. And I'm not going to go into peaking and stuff because all of that's been covered by Jason, etc. There's enough training. Right? This is purely about once you pique them, getting them on the call, let the system do the work. Now, right after they've been on the call, even before the call's finished, I'm texting them, you know, and I'm saying, even before they've come on the call, an hour before the call, I'm saying, Angela, don't forget 10 o'clock presentation, looking forward to seeing you on there. Just give me a thumbs up, everything's okay. Bam, you've got confirmation. 10, 15 minutes before the call, just like I did before this call. A quick reminder, folks, 7 o'clock, we've got training. People forget things. People come home, they're tired. The last thing on their mind is the Zoom link that you sent in the early hours of the morning or even yesterday. That is the last thing on their mind. So it's our job to continue to remind them, to keep them on point, to say to them how important this is, etc. And you will get more and more people on the presentations. Now, talking about partners in presentations. If somebody is in a relationship, they're married, they've got a boyfriend or girlfriend, etc., they're together, aim to get them both on the presentation together because there's no point you getting a wife on, she comes on all excited, yeah, I'm joining, gets the card out, joins, and then a husband comes home, how's your day, love, how's your, oh, I've just joined this business, dear, what business you talking about? Yeah, this Forex, we are talk about, you better just, you know what I'm saying, you're in trouble straight away. So I'd rather not show a presentation to a couple if both of them aren't there, and wait for them both to be there because you will not have that argumentative, that one couple against the other. And the last thing we want in this business is to start coming in between relationships with a business. So I do emphasize strongly, find out from if they're new people you don't even know, ask them, you know, married, kids, whatever, you know, if they've got kids, okay, what time do your kids get to bed? Oh, about 8:30, okay, well, 8:30 now, they're still, all right, there's a 10 o'clock presentation, how's the 10 o'clock presentation? Get them on the presentation. Last thing you want is them on the presentation and the kids running in and out and they're like, hang on a second, they've gone to put the kids to bed or feed them or whatever. You don't want that. You want no distractions at all on the presentation. So I hope that helps, okay? So learn the perfect invite. You don't even need to memorize it. You can have it written out in front of you. You can have it on a screen to just read it word for word. You do not have to be a memory bank to do this. You know, if I'm doing anything like even, you know, reading Katrina's edification and that, I don't need to have to memorize it because my memory ain't that great anyway. So I always like to have it scripted in front of me so I do not miss a verse, a sentence, a word, which is very, very powerful. And you want to stick to the script. In time, guess what? You're going to memorize it and it's going to become second nature. And that's where we're in the flow of things, yeah? So do bear that in mind as you go through the business. Any more questions on that before I move on to some other bits and pieces? Okay, let's go into the follow-up. So we've got them on the Zoom presentation. Well done. They're on the presentation. Now, probably like most of you guys have been around the business a while, you've seen the presentation enough times. And yes, I do encourage you to learn the presentation because we've all got to, at some point, if we want to build a successful business, is to learn the business opportunity presentation, right? That's when your business will start taking off. That's when you'll start getting lots of people in your business because this never happened until I started until I learned the presentation because it's given me now the control of doing presentations 10 a day if I wanted to, 10 a week, it doesn't matter. I can do the presentations at the drop of a hat because I've learned it and I'm ready to do it because I want my business to grow. Once you get into that position where you've learned the presentation, you've tested it with your upline, you've gone through some training with Katrina and the management, etc., to sign you off that you're ready for doing presentation, that's the point your business will start growing. It's not going to start growing for you just getting people on Jason's presentation or Katrina's or mine. that's just kind of drip feeding your business. You know, you're going to get 1 or 2 people on board. The business will start growing once you learn a presentation and you can do them at drop of the hat. My cousin could turn up right now. I could say, hey, sit down, hon, let's just run through something. I can run through a presentation. Bingo, joins. Do you know what I mean? That's when your business will start. So do bear that in mind. Now, going back to the call. So the presentation's on. And you know, you're probably about 10, 15 minutes onto the presentation, and you've got 2 people on the presentation, and you're feeling really good. Yep, got 2 people on the presentation. Then you start to text your upline mentor, whether it's Katrina, Angela, myself, Delroy, whoever's your upline to help you with that 3-way. You text them, you say, listen, I've got Ash on the call, really excited. You know, when I spoke to him last week, he was really excited. Can you help me with a 3-way? So quick, subtle text to say the presentation's on, it's going to be finishing around about 8:30, 9 o'clock, whatever, to heads up your mentor. Your mentor could even be on the session. Text them, say, I'm lining up a 3-way. Once you've lined up that 3-way, you then text the person on the call. And you say, hey, Ash, great for being on the call. Hope you're enjoying it. I'm going to give you a call straight afterwards. That's it. You don't need to say much more. I'm going to give you a call straight afterwards. Presentation finishes. You then get Ash on the call. You say, Ash, brilliant. You're glad for being on the call. I hope you enjoyed it. Listen, by the way, I've just got a really successful person that's going to help you in this business. I'm just about to add them to the call. I hope you're okay with that. Chances are they're going to say yes. You get the odd one that says, no, I just want to talk with you. Fine. But really you want to kind of gear them to getting your upline successful person on that 3-way call. Fantastic. You then get Katrina on the call. Katrina, hi Katrina, thanks for you know, taking the time out. I know you're really, really busy. Listen, I've got Ash here on the other end of the call. He's just come off a presentation that you just presented, and hopefully you've got a few minutes now. I say, right, Ash, hang on a second. So Ash, I want to introduce her to Katrina. She's a wonderful mentor, angel, fantastic business builder. She runs our M4S. Without her, I wouldn't even be doing half the things I'm doing. She's really helping me step by step to build this business. Katrina, meet Ash, Ash, Katrina, hand over. At that point, guess what I do? I mute my phone. 1, I don't want to get involved. I don't want to interrupt. I want then Katrina to take over that call to just help cover any questions that Ash may ask. Katrina will probably do a quick overview of the business and any questions they've got. And then in the closing, Katrina will be saying something along the lines of, Ash, will we be welcoming you to the family? Will you be looking to be one of our new family members? Chances are, if they've covered all the questions and they're happy, they'll be saying yes. You know, it's like earlier today. Hello, please mute your mic. Coming onto the call, please. Thank you. So it's like today, I'm sure Tasha won't mind me saying. Tasha got a gentleman on the phone. This gentleman, it might even be on the call, you know, and I'm sure he won't mind me saying. Literally, we showed the presentation. It was just the 3 of us. We did a Q&A afterwards, asked him if there's anything, you know, he'd like to know in between. He's picking up his kids, came out, picked him up, came back home, covered every question. And the question was asked, will we be welcoming you to the family? And he went, why not? What do I do next? Ready to join. That's it. Just, will you be joining the family? Or if they're still not sure, what is there stopping you right now from joining? And they may say, well, I haven't got the money right now, or I want to think about it, etc. And I'll say, well, okay, you know, what is there to think about? And I say, well, you know, well, this is the thing about it. So, okay, let's talk about it, you know, fine. And if it gets to the stage where they haven't got the funds in that, then just get a date from them. Say, okay, great, you know, I see I've got the funds now. When's the best time? When will you be having the funds? Give us a date, because I want to book it in my diary, because I am very business-like, is what I'm showing him. And I'll get my diary out, put, okay, Monday, the 17th of November, Jason's joining, bingo, call it. And what's a good time on the Monday, 17th? Great, 12 midday, great. I put a time in there as well. So he's expecting a call, or he'll call me on that time to join the business, okay? So again, you're locking things down. You're not leaving it open-ended, because the last thing you want is to leave it open-ended. They go away, the buzz dies, all the information that goes sinks away, everything that they will show in the presentation just fades away. We want them when they're hot. We do the 3-way call straight away. We get a date out to them if they're not joining then, and then bingo, put them in your diary. And if you're very strategic, you will have a diary of list of names of when people are going to join, because it might be the end of the month when they get paid, or they might be expecting some money at the end of the week when they get paid, whatever. All you do is just jot that down and get them on board. And there's the other thing I always cover. If somebody really wants to join and they say money's an issue, I say to them, all right, okay, let's think about this now. What are you sitting on at the moment that's a liability that you're not using in your home, in and around your yard, that you could probably offload to get you to join a business? And you'll start thinking, you know what, yeah, I've got a couple of bicycles there, I'm not riding one of them, or I've got a second car. I had that with a gentleman not long ago. Second car that he's not using. He says, you know what, I'm gonna get rid of that because that'll give me the 190, I'm ready to join. So be solution orientated, find out where they can get the income from. If it's a matter of they're gonna join anyway, then get it from somebody, borrow it from somebody that is trustworthy, because they can then pay them back at the end of the month if they've got somebody that's trustworthy to borrow them that money now, so we can get them started straight away. Because from the moment they join, that's the beginning of the financial future for their life. And that's what we want to help them doing, because we are solution orientated and we want to help them to be successful. Okay, so I hope that helps on that side. Through calls cover that list of names. Okay, so your list of names should be growing daily, because we meet people all the time, whether it's on social media, going into a taxi, like Tash has been doing recently, you know, literally pitching all of her taxi drivers. So far, one has joined. I'm sure there's going to be more in the company that will join. You know, you could be standing at a bus stop. You could be in a queue waiting for it to be served. Nowadays, with all the social distancing, we've all got these big queues now, you know, and everybody wants to talk about something. So yeah, get talking to them about, oh, how long these queues are, blah, blah, blah. Then you can get around to piquing an interest. The moment somebody comes within 3 foot of you, we call it the 3 foot rule. That's somebody you can talk to and potentially pique. And all you need to do at that point in time is get some interest and get a contact number. You don't even need to talk about the business. Just say, look, you know, I've got something that you might be interested in. Can't make any promises. If I can get your contact number or your business card, I've got a colleague of mine that will be in contact with you, because they're expanding this global business, which is growing phenomenally. We may be looking to find a few more people. Would that be you? And yeah, they'll be getting their business cards out. And I'll tell you what, the amount of business cards I've collected over the years, man, that's another way of just getting their contact details. You don't even need to give them your details. Just get their business contact and then get your upline mentor to do the work for you. Okay, so 3 foot rule, definitely. List of names, your list of names should be growing daily. Social media, we did a session today on LinkedIn. I do recommend that anybody that's on LinkedIn, go into your LinkedIn account, update it, make it look good, nice picture, make it look lifestyleish, and start to respond to the people in your contacts. Because 9 times out of 10, they are business people. In actual fact, probably 10 times out of 10, they are business people, networkers, people that have got their own businesses or looking for businesses. I went on one today where this networker says, looking for open opportunities, or in between work or in between careers. Bingo, I'm straight in there. Great, might have an opportunity for you. Can't make you any promises. Do you have Zoom? That's a lovely question I always like to ask them. Do you have Zoom? And 9 times out of 10, they come, yeah, I've got Zoom, great. Even without telling them about a business, the mere fact they've got Zoom, say, great, I've got a great guest invitation for you, VIP one, I'm only looking for 1 or 2 people, bam, you're ready to get them onto that Zoom call. And if an emergency should come up at your end, don't forget that question. Somebody could type that in the chat box. If an emergency should come up at your end, please have the courtesy to let me know, because I would have to replace you. Get to know that phrase. That will make you a millionaire if you use that as much as you can. There's no way you can't be getting onto chair 10, and most of the chair 10s are in millionaire status, okay? So that's what we're aiming for. This is a millionaire in making training, what we're doing today, right? So remember that, a millionaire in making training. Okay, I think that's about most of it on that. So just want to open it up now for anybody that's got any questions on anything at all about building a business. Please ask. Now's the time before we close this call down. I can stop sharing my screen as well, so we get back to normal. Stop share. So anybody, please, anybody.
Gary, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Angela here. Maybe, you know, you said you don't give out too much, otherwise, you know, people shut down probably quite quickly. But when you come across people, yes, they've done it before, they've been stung. Is it, if you've got to that part of the conversation, you've said too much, do you think you've said too much for them to say that, you know?
Yeah.
Or they've done it before, you know, those who are skeptical, or they say, oh, this is trading, or yeah, I don't know if that makes sense.
That's a nice, very, very good point, Angela. Now, I would actually say on that, you know what? If I was a boxer and I got in a ring and I got knocked down for the first time and I wanted to be a champ, am I going to quit? No way. I'm going to get back to training. I'm going to make myself better. So the next time I get in that ring, I'm going to be fitter, faster, more studious, everything. So a boxer, a real true champion, ain't going to quit on being knocked down once. I've been knocked back. So I always use the feel, felt, found scenario here. So you're speaking to a networker, oh, I was in this network and got ripped off in that one. And this one, I lost all my money. And this one was a pyramid. I say, great, you know what? I know how you feel. This is what I found. And you do the feel, felt, found. You tell them what you feel, you tell them what you felt, and you tell them what you found. And I've found that this opportunity has by far outshone everything else that I've been involved in my whole life. You need to listen to it or watch it. So get that feel, felt, found. I know how you feel. This is what I felt, but this is what I found. When I looked at this opportunity, it was the one. Okay. And I hope that helps in trying to get people that have been around networks before. You know, we are looking to recruit another person that's in another network at the moment yesterday. He obviously sees this and he hasn't seen anything as good as this. The chances are he will join. And if that other network isn't doing so well, guess what? This will take over, most definitely.
Right.
But
Thank you.
great question there, yeah. And Faye, I have seen your questionnaire, so I will show that again at the end of the session because that does help. I think the first day that I actually started to map out my group drawing, it was the same day I actually, I think I hit P600. It was actually by the end of that day or so, P600 was done because I'd drawn it out, I'd visualized it, I'd looked at it, and I've worked on it literally within probably about 24, 48 hours because I remember sending it to Katrina saying, Katrina, this is my group drawing, it's going to happen, you know, I just need to kind of help a few people here and help a few more people here, and that was it. And the key to this business, it's not about me, not about you. It's if you help enough people in life get what they want, you will get what you want. Focus on helping people. Focus on helping people to get to P150. Focus on helping them to get to P600, so on and so forth. Don't even look at what you're doing because that will happen. Yes, keep an eye on what you need to do because you've got to be accountable to your upline mentor who's helping you as well. So you need to know where you're at. But the main focus is who can I help now get to the next P150? Who is close to P600, right? Who's going to be my next or the very first P1000 and the second P1000, so on and so forth. Help enough people get what they want. It's a very, very famous saying by Zig Ziglar. Help enough people get what they want in life. You will get everything you want in life. Philip, welcome on the call. A newbie joined literally a couple of hours ago. Well done, Philip. Well done, Tasha, for getting on board. Brilliant, Philip. I hope this training has been helpful for you and we can all go out there and getting people on the Zooms. This is just about getting people on the Zooms. Once you get them on the Zooms, let the system do the rest. You don't need to do anything else. Get them on the Zoom, the system will do the rest. Your upline will do the three-way call. Your upline will onboard them. Your upline will do the launch and induction. Your upline will welcome them to the team until you get in that position where you're now trained to be that active upline. Let your upline mentors do the work for you. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you succeed. Okay. Philip, any questions, sir, while you're there? You got your mic undone?
No question at the moment.
Excellent.
I have a question, Gary.
Tasha, fire away, my dear, yes.
Yeah, so it was actually more of a repeat. Can you just repeat what the felt?
Yeah, so it comes into a situation where you're having a talk with somebody that has seen it all before, they've worn the t-shirt, they've been down that road, they're giving you a hard time. I say, you know what, and I listen to it, I absorb it all. And then I always say to them, apart from that, there's another thing I forgot to bring in. Apart from that, Ash, is there anything else that's stopping you getting involved in this business? Which you've just seen the presentation, and I know you've got some concerns there, but we're going to address that in a moment. I sometimes like to sidestep it. I don't want to get into a tennis match. They say one thing, I say another, bam, bam. Sidestep it, just say, look, apart from that, is there anything else that would stop you from joining our business? And that's called peeling the onion. Because as you peel the onion, the core reason why they're not joining right now is right down in the core of that onion. It's not the first thing they say, it's not the second, it's third or fourth, it's something deep down. So you want to peel that onion, ask any questions, any concerns, get that onion peeled, And when you get right down to the nitty gritty, you then find out what the true reason is. So I always ask, apart from that, is there anything else that's stopping you getting involved today, Ash? And they'll tell you, oh, you know what? I was involved in this business a while back, and you know, it's a network, it's like a pyramid, a bit similar to this. You know, they're always going to compare this to a pyramid, and I'm sure you guys know how to cover that, and may cover that in a moment. But you know, and they're giving you all that, and let them offload, let them offload. You know, I listened to Jason on the calls, and he's like, yeah, yes, oh yeah, I know how you feel, and he's absorbing, and all the time he's getting ready to come back with the solution to their problems. So we are solution-orientated people. If you get good at combating the solution, you will win every time. So in answer to your question, Tasha, after they've unleashed that, and they've said that, I say, you know what, Ash, I know how you feel. Guess what? That's exactly how I felt a number of years ago when I was involved in this organization. I lost this money. But you know what I found? With this organization, that ain't happening. This is true. This is trading. This is helping people to upskill, learn a trade, learn an academy, learn a skill, which is as equivalent as to learning a degree. Because once you've learned how to trade, you can go anywhere in the world and you can sit at the beach and make the money while you've got your feet up and the sand between your toes. That's what I found about this. So the feel, felt, found. I know how you feel. This is what I felt too. And this is what I found with IM. And once you get good at covering that, that then puts them at ease, because they're going to see you comfortable, happy, doing well in the organization, and they're going to want to have some of what you've got or what some of your mentors are creating now with the financial freedom, the generational wealth, how well the business is going. You know, after the conventional weekend, you cannot but say, you know what, this business is awesome. And that's what we need to do. We need to get people to that stage where they've been exposed to enough of this business and they're ready to come on board. And always remember, it's never always going to be the first presentation, maybe not even the second presentation. Ash was, Philip was a prime example today. Barry that came onto the business, he saw one presentation and bingo, ready to join. You do get a few people like that, but the majority of people are going to want to take some time. They're going to maybe want to pray about it. They maybe want to think about it. They may want to do their own due diligence, which is fine. And if anybody asks me that question, I'll say, great, do your due diligence. How long would it take? Let me say, oh, give me 24, 48 hours. Great, I'll call you back in a couple of days and we'll be looking to get you on board. Because already in my mindset, they're joining. Because once they've done their due diligence, they're only going to find out only but positive things about the company. They're coming on board. And if you have that in your mindset, that everybody you expose this business to is joining, guess what? Everybody will join or join at some point, even if it's not now. They're going to be watching you months down the road, a year down the road. When they see you at chair 10, your checks are showing 10,000 a month coming in. They're going to be crawling back to say, oh, Ash, I want to join this business. Oh, Angela, I'm sorry, I should have joined then. Absolutely. And the other key side, remember this, very, very important. If you've got somebody on your list or in your phone book or somebody you know or a family member that's in your circles, if, for argument's sake, you do not share this business with them at any point and you begin to become successful, guess what? Some of them are going to come back to you. They're going to come back to you and say, Ash, Angela, why didn't you share this business with me? Because they would have jumped at it, especially in their circumstances. Now, the thing is, we sometimes think, you know what? Ash ain't going to join this business because I know their circumstances. Or Angela ain't going to join this business because I know their circumstances. And the key to it is, those that you think will join won't, and those that you think won't join will. We don't know. We're not mind readers. We don't know their full circumstances. So the best key nugget that I could actually say, wrap this up with, is share this with everybody. Don't have anybody coming back to you saying, why didn't you share this business with me? Because I had that situation when I was in my 20s. I went around my brother's house. At the time, he was in a company called NSA, water filters. And I saw all these water filters around the place and saw him driving a nice car and that. And I said, well, Don, what's going on here? He went, oh, I joined this NSA company. It's a network company, blah, blah. And I was like, Don, but your younger brother, why didn't you share this with me? He went, oh, well, I didn't think this would be for you, right? Don, I would have jumped at this. Please don't be a Don. Don't share this. Share this with all your family members, because at some point they can't come back to you and say, you didn't share it with me. Because you can go back to your note and say, on the 10th or the 11th of November, I invited you to a Zoom. You said, no, I've got it there. Don't tell me I didn't share it with you. Get your evidence, have it ready for the people that's going to come back to you that you may have missed, or they may not even remembered that you shared this opportunity with you. Your thing is to share it with them 3 or 4 times, get them onto a minimum of 3 or 4 presentations. By 4 or so, they'll be ready to join. Jason took 4 presentations before he joined his business. I was a 2. I needed 2 presentations. But yeah, everyone's different. Some people, like Philip, is a 1. Barry's a 1. Everyone's different. Think about when you first saw this presentation. Did it drop, the penny drop straight away, or did you have to go away, think about it? Did you have to come back on another presentation? Do think about your circumstances, because everybody is different. Everybody might need different exposures. We've got Jason doing presentations, we've got Jason, Katrina, myself, Michael Lee, Sherna, all these guys doing presentations. Sometimes they may just need to be exposed to somebody else. We've got Jason's video, the Saturday Super one. If you haven't got that, that's a presentation you can send out to people that may be working nights and they're sleeping all day. You can't even get them on a presentation. Send them Jason's video. That will do all the work, but send it to them saying, I want a feedback within 24 hours. So you give them 24 hours to watch that. If they don't come back in 24 hours, it's not for them. You've done your best, okay? Okay, guys, gonna wrap up. Anything else, feel free to ask before I wrap up.
Gary,
Yep.
just wanted to say it's very good. And I was just going to remind you, just in case you forgot, about the board.
The board.
Yeah.
Very, very important board. So as I do more trainings, I will be doing sort of static trainings and drafting stuff on there. So that's the current team at the moment and growing. And all I suggest you do, you don't have to get white, you just get something to draft out your team, you know, everybody in position, focus on them, reach out to them, talk to them, ensure that everything's going good for them. If they're not, they need some help, do reach out to them and say you're available. That's always what I always say to anybody I talk to in the team. I'm always available. No matter, even if I was busy doing something, I'm still available, because if I can help them to move their business on, that's great. They're succeeding, and ultimately we're all succeeding together. Whether they're deep in your team or they're frontline to you or in the middle, it doesn't matter. Just be available to help and support, because that was one of Philip's concerns today when he joined the business. He says, Gary, I've looked at these things before and I've been left on my own. I went, Philip, interesting you should say that. We've got a motto that Katrina has implemented into the team. Each one keeps one and we leave no one behind. And we live and swear by that. And on that, I think it was after that, it was like, yeah, I think I'm ready to join this business, because he was looking for help and support. And I think we all need help and support, no matter how good or bad or different we are in the business. We need that team element, because together we're stronger. Together we can do a lot more work. And that's so good. It wasn't even Tasha, I think it was Tasha's mum that picked him in the car. You know, so Tasha's mum's a bit like my mum, talking to people all the time, getting interest. You know, Tasha, could you come and say a bit about that, please? Tash, can you unmute and say a little bit about how good your mum, what your mum's been doing?
Sorry, I'm just on another call
Oh,
in
you
the
are.
room.
Sorry. That's okay.
I can't
That's
really
okay.
They've just been on my...
That's mum. So collectively,
Gary, in the meantime, please, can you show that board again for the purpose of recording? Because it was good when you explained at the very beginning, but you did not record at the time. So could you just explain what you did with the board, please?
So on the board, you want to draft your 3 teams, because you're looking to help 3 people in your business. So there's my mum there at the top, then there's Delroy, there's Anne-Marie, who under Anne-Marie, you've got Daniel, and you want to just draw some circles. You can get like from a graphic shop, a very plastic thing where you can just draw the circles quite neatly and just put the initials in there. After a while, you get to know everybody in your team, where they are, and you want to be looking to help each team to develop. You're looking for the leaders in your team as well. Who can you work very, very closely with? Who really wants the business? Because once you identify a team leader, so say for instance, we've got a great team leader down here in Charles. Charles wants to build. Charles is going to be a P600 very soon. So I work closer with Charles because I have more communication. He's sending me more people that he wants to pique an interest, get him onto the calls, and Charles is leveling up to become a leader very soon. Faye here, Faye right here, P600. Look at her team growing underneath here. Fantastic team growing, you know, because she's reaching out, helping other people. P150, soon to be P600. You got Daniel over here, again, P150, again, soon to be P600. On track for being P600. Delroy over here, P150. Again, you know, he's got Tasha in there and other people. As they start to level up, they'll be focusing on getting to P150 and P600 and moving on. You know, you can look at the totals. I've got 20, but it's more than that now. It's 26 in that team, 7 in that team, 9 in that team. And there's all the team members, minus a few. Philip's not on there yet. So there's a few others that's not on there yet because we've had some people join the business since I last updated this. So I hope that helps. You know, it says about 42 in the team, but it's more than that now. We're getting close on to 50 and growing. Do you know what I mean? So fantastic. And that's most of you guys are here and others that are not on the call. I do advise you to do something, you know, even if I had a smaller board first, which was kindly given to me. I started on that. Then first I had a cardboard, then a smaller whiteboard. Then I went out and got a bigger board because obviously team's going to grow and I want to know exactly where everyone is so I can actually focus and just look at it at a glance and know exactly where I need to be helping other team members level up. And yeah, any other questions from anybody? I want to thank you guys for coming on to the presentation. Anyone,
Thank you, Gary.
anything else? Yeah, and I'm hoping to do this fairly regularly because I think it's great for new people, but also for existing people because
Definitely.
training evolves. There's always going to be new things. You know, we spoke about LinkedIn today. I'm really excited about LinkedIn. If you've got an account, get on there. You can find people that you probably don't even know so much. You can actually just pique their interest. Jason's put some training out on that as well. Follow that, copy and paste some of the text that he's using. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to try and suss it all out for yourself. Just copy and paste what the successful people are doing and you will become successful in this team building side, you know. And who's to say within, you know, 2, 3, 4 weeks, your business can't be as much as that, you know, because it just takes consistency and being focused and just getting people in front of the Zooms. That's all it is, you know. And in this lockdown, especially in the UK, if you can't get people in front of a Zoom, there's something definitely wrong. You know, you need to get people in front of the Zoom because they'll probably be watching, as I said, Dead Enders or Constipation Street or football or whatever, but that's not going to be paying them an ongoing income, you know. Any other questions? Let's just check. So, and also do your self-development. John Maxwell's Developing the Leader Within You. Do get this book. Many millionaires have read this book, even within our organization, have done really well. A lot of the nuts and bolts are in here. You need to educate yourself on this industry, get your mindset right, get your belief level up, and put all of that into action. You will be successful within this business. So on that note, I do believe we've got I know we've got 10 p.m. of Jason's presentation tonight. What's the time now in the UK? What's the time now in the UK?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
8 p.m. Yeah.
There's a 9, 7, 9. Is there a 9 that Jason's doing? I've got a bit confused. There's so much happening today. I think there's a 9.
No, it's
I think it's 10 o'clock.
There's an 8 o'clock with Musty. I haven't posted that one, but
Okay.
there's 8 Musty, but 10 o'clock for Jason.
Perfect. So anyone, even if it's one person, get them on Jason's call. Get them on the call. That's all you need to do. At least have 1 or 2 people. That should be your target, to get 1 or 2 people minimum on each Zoom presentation. If you do that consistently every week for a number of weeks, you'll smash through P150, you'll be on the way to P600, and then after that, you'll be on track for getting to P1000. And that level is when, you know, when you're getting $1,000 and that coming in a month, that's when you can really start to feel, you know what, this business was worth it, worth the effort, worth the time, worth the trainings, worth the presentations, just worth helping a few people just to get to those first 3 levels. Because once I think you smash through those first 3 levels, you're on your way for chairman, because you just need to find 10 people, help them to get P1000, you're chair 10. And I can tell you now, openly, I've got a goal booked for 10th of September, 2021, which is going to be the next conference in Houston, Texas, that I will be a chair 10. So all I need to do is do the work, help as many people in the team get to their chair 10 as well. And you know what? If we've got 10 people at chair 10 at the conference next year in September, we can all be celebrating, get out our glad rags, and we'll be celebrating in Houston, Texas next year. Date for your diary. What is your goal for September the 10th, 2021? What level do you want to be at? Is it a chair 10 or is it beyond? You know, it might be a small goal. You know, it might be want to be chair 25, you know. But set yourself a goal. Without a goal, you've got no target to aim at. You have to have a goal. So your first short-term goal is, if you're not P150 already, when are you going to go for P150? When are you going to help 3 people in your team to join the business? Then once you hit P150, when are you going to be P600? Then once you've hit P600, when are you going to be P1000? And so on and so forth. Short-term, medium-term, long-term goals, write them out, get them in front of you. Mine's on my dining table there. So every time I sit on the dining table and I'm working, I can see when I'm going to be P2000, etc. It's all written out in front of me. So I see it every day without fail. Anyway, on that note, thank you guys. It's been a real pleasure. 15 people on the call. That's really fantastic. We'll just encourage you to come onto these calls, learn as much as you can. And 10 o'clock, hope to see you guys on the Jasons. If you've got one, even if it's a family member, and they're in the yard, drag them over, sit down, you need to watch this at 10 o'clock. Get them in front of Jason's call. I don't care what you do. Your goal right now is to get at least one person in front of Jason's call at 10 o'clock. And then collectively, we could have 50 more people potentially joining the team. Potentially joining the team. Worst case scenario, we'll have 2 or 3 because it's a numbers game. So 10 o'clock, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for anyone in the States, but 10 p.m. Jason's call in the link. I encourage, I goal set you to get at least one person on that call, and then we do the 3 ways. I'll be up. So anyone needs a 3-way call after that, I'll be up. We've got Jason's availability. We've got Katrina's availability. Use us. We're here to help you guys. Use us and use us.
Gary, can you confirm? I've seen Helen's note. She said she wants more. Can you just confirm that this is definitely a repeat event? It's going to be a recurring event every Wednesday.
I think so. That's down to our management team, which obviously includes Delroy, Katrina, myself. This was a trial one.
Katrina did say that it is every Wednesday. It will be because it is mandatory. Good.
Mandatory every Wednesday. I'm ready. That's it. Blocked in the diary. Nothing else happens. I'm even stopping playing music now. I've abstained from playing music. It's all about reading, listening to the mindset stuff, piquing an interest, and building a business. Once I've built a business, I can listen to music until the cows come home. So I challenge each and every one of you, if there's something that you love in your life, I love music. So for me to cut out listening to music right now is not easy, but it's like when like when you fast and pray, those that love their food like me, when you're fasting and praying, it is difficult, but you're doing it for a reason. You want to consecrate yourself, you want to be prayerful, you want to be seeking God, etc. I'm going into preaching, but it's the same, you need to sacrifice some of the things that you really enjoy, adore in life to get the things that you really want. And once you sacrifice that and you put that time and energy into meditating, focusing on your true goal, and you put aside the things that you really love to do, and start to get involved in doing income producing activities, IPA, income producing activities, then your business will grow. So a bit of sacrifice for future success is worth it. Okay, guys, shutting down the call. Unless there's any other final questions, this will be repeated, as Faye said, every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Come on, learn some new tips and techniques, because there's so much to learn in building a business. So much, and everything that I can conjure up in my 35, nearly 40 years experience, I will be sharing it with you. I'm not holding back anything because I want you guys to have what I've got in my head about networking. If I can take this and put it into your head and you become a natural networker overnight, that's what I'm going to be doing over the next few weeks to help people to get to their levels. We're on a 90-day plan. Some people here are on the 90-day plan. I am as well. So just stick to it, be focused on it. Just make sure you get through all your exercises and you will start to succeed every day. Okay, guys, enough of me. You see, I can rant on forever. I'm just so passionate about this business. There's so much stuff I can go through, but that's it for today. So thanks, guys. Thanks for going.
Thank you.
Do let the people that miss this, your people in your team especially that have missed this, ensure that they're on this for the next time. It is primarily for new people, but definitely for existing people, because you're going to learn something. Even I'm learning something all the time, and I'm reconfirming what I'm doing anyway. So get your people on there. If we have everybody on these calls, I guarantee that business is going to explode. Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Take care.
Thank
Bye.
you, Gary. Bye.
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 Take care, guys.
Thanks, Gary. Take care.
Bye. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.